What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you how I accomplish a flawless canvas, if you will. Just the base and powders and stuff. Nothing really too much into detail because I'm just working on the skin today. I'm showing you how I accomplish a flawless finish with a good skincare regimen. So if you want to stick around and watch how I accomplish this look, then keep on watching. Okay, so I just showered, I washed my face, and I haven't added anything to my face whatsoever. Let me just fix that because we're just focusing on the face today. Clear face, no products just yet. Let's first start with spraying my face. I always love a good hydrating spray. I use the rose water. This is a rose hydrosol renewing spray from Acacia. I love this brand because this is the brand of my essential oils that I use on a daily basis, and this is legit real rose water. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a few spritz. Oh, it smells so good. It's real roses. It's very invigorating. There's no synthetic fragrances. It's not tested on animals. I love, love, love that they use real roses, because if you compare it to, this is the one that I was talking about, where it's in a clear spray bottle and you can tell the content of the rose water. Nothing compared to the real thing. Like, you can tell the difference instantly. When you see a rose water in a glass dark bottle like this, you know that mug is authentic, okay? And these two smell identical. They are real roses in a bottle in a spray form. So we're gonna let that settle in and then I'll be right back. Now that the spray has settled, if you want a very, very hydrated, moisturized canvas, you can get your favorite mask, face mask. I mean, I don't have a favorite. Well, I do really, really enjoy the Tatcha ones. I haven't tried this Neutrogena Boost. It's a Hydro Boost Hydrating 100% Hydrogel Mask with hyaluronic acid. I do absolutely, positively love the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. This is a must-have for my routine. In particular, you can also put some under eye patches on if you've had a rough night or if you have puffiness underneath the eyes or dark circles. I am going to skip this step because these are the only three that I have left, these three masks, and I really, really only use these when I have an event to attend or if I have a client that is in need of hydration. So I'm going to omit those, but just know that I do love using those for a very, very nice, beautiful, flawless finish on the skin. And since we are omitting that particular step, I'm going to hydrate in other ways. I'm going to use toner for my face. I'm going to use this from Paula's Choice. This is for oily combination skin, and I haven't used this very often, but when I remember to use it, I pick it up and I use it because I use a lot of the rose water as a toner. So I'm going to apply this on a cotton pad here. Okay, let's go ahead and now use some of this Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. You can use your fingers if you like. This is my personal product. I just spit. You could use your fingers or you can use a flat brush like this. It's truly your preference. I like to use my fingers when I'm doing it on myself, but just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to use this brush. And then I'm just going to disperse the product. I like to use my fingers because I like to feel that I'm getting it all over my face. Does that make any sense? So once the product is completely off the brush, I'm going to just work that into the skin. And I like to work hydrating product on my eyelids and my under eyes, because this is an area that tends to get pretty dry. So that is, oh, that feels amazing. You can use a tool like this. I use this for my nighttime routines to just work that into the skin. It really it helps reduce puffiness, fine lines. But I usually only use this on my nighttime routine. Okay, so now that we got that settled in, it gives you a really supple look with the water gel because of the hyaluronic acid. So I'm going to go ahead and use this La Roche-Posay. This is the brand of the face wash that I use. I absolutely love it, and this is the color of the bottle. This is a serum. It's B5, and it is pure hyaluronic acid, vitamin B5, and I absolutely love it. It does have a slight scent to it, which is in a way like a perfumey scent, but it's not too overwhelming. I can't do overwhelming scents because it just bothers me. So I'm gonna get all on the under eyes, on the eyelids too. I like to hydrate this very thoroughly, like I said, because these are areas that tend to get dry, and around the mouth sometimes. So I like to really cover all those areas. So I like to let that sit. I usually go nuts with skincare because skincare is my favorite thing to do. But for now, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to spray again with some rose water. Now, if this was my night routine, there would be a whole lot more products going into my skincare regimen, because I really like a very, very hydrated, moisturized skin when I go to bed and waking up with a very refreshed face. So I'm gonna let this dry, and then we're gonna get into the foundation step. Okay, so it is almost dry. The forehead's still a little wet, but I like mixing foundations just like I like mixing powders, just like I like mixing highlights, just like I like mixing moisturizers and sprays. I love mixing all things beauty to create something flawless. So I mixed for today's foundation application. I mixed the Super Stay Full Coverage up to 24 hours foundation. This is usually my color when it comes to 128, usually in the Fit Me Maybelline. That's 128 is my color, but for some reason this one seems to oxidize a little bit darker on me, but I still mix them anyways. So I mix that, and I mix this Stay Matte Pharmacy foundation. You can get this foundation on my website, the description down below. I use the color 04, and I like to mix this up as well. They're both matte foundations, so I mix them in my palette. I'm going to use this Sigma Concealer Blend Kabuki brush. Not sponsored, but Sigma, I would love to represent your brand, and if you want to give me a code, I would love that. I absolutely love this brush for foundation application, so I'm going to go ahead and pick some of that up and dot it all over the face. I know that it may seem like it's not my shade, it may be a little bit more yellow, but everything comes along together nicely once the concealer is on and the contour and everything else after the foundations. I'm not really concerned about the under eye and all that because I am going to go in with concealer in that area. So I do have a coupon code for InStylish. I absolutely love their sponges. They are probably one of my favorite sponges to use, and I'm going to use this one. I will leave my code as well in the description box below. along with a link so you can purchase these. And you get 10% off with my code. And these are amazing. I washed this last night, so it's still soft and damp a little bit. And it just really softens up the foundation. Like if it's too cakey, you can go in there with this and soften it up, and it'll blend it really nicely. See how it's like looking really nice and flawless? Now I'm gonna go in with a concealer. At this point, it just really depends on what type of coverage you want. If you want something full coverage, if you want something super bright, then I would suggest you go with a few shades lighter than your foundation. One of the concealers that I really enjoy using is the e.l.f. Camel, the Kevyn Aucoin foundation. It gives you a very, very nice look. So I'm gonna try mixing the Kevyn Aucoin in SX06 and the e.l.f. Camel concealer in light sand for the under eye. Does that focus? So you can get a brush because it's in a little pot. And this one has more of a yellow tone, which I don't really care for yellow tone under eye concealer. See how it's like really yellow tone? So it's all actually, I like using this for more as coverage because of the yellow tone. I like using a brighter concealer. So if you just want to use this as coverage, you can. And then use the lighter concealer to highlight. Does that make any sense? So let me put this. I love this doe foot applicator as well. And you can find this in your nearest drugstore. I got mine at CVS because I stay at that store. I love CVS. Put a little bit on the forehead because I have a very prominent forehead and I don't want to accentuate more of my forehead than I already am. And these are all the highlighting points that I like to do. And now I'm going to blend that in with this sponge. Okay, so concealer is blended nicely. Also, again, you could use a brush if you like. I'm going to contour with this contour stick by Pharmacy. It is just a contour stick. I believe there's maybe 2 shades. This one's the lighter one. And I'm going to just go in the middle of my earlobe here, and then I'm gonna contour these quadruple chin, my jawline, the forehead. I am going to absolutely contour because again, I have a very prominent forehead. And I'm going to do my nose as well. I have a more prominent nose as well. And I like this contour stick because it is a cream contour, but it just gives you so much precision because you can just apply it directly. Unless you are working with a client, then yes, I highly suggest that you use a brush. Other than that, if this is on yourself, just go ham. And then I'm going to use the same sponge here to blend it. Okay, everything is blended in, and now I need to set my face with powder because I cannot walk out of here without setting it, because then I'll crease and then it'll move around. We don't want all that to happen. So this is what it looks like blended in. And then when I blend the contour, I blend upwards because I don't want it to look muddy down here. But if you do kind of go downwards, then you can always clean it up with some powder. I'm gonna go in again with the same sponge. Literally I have trillions of sponges, but I just washed them all and they're not all available here for me. So I'm going to make sure I first blend out the concealer before I set it with powder, because if you set it on top of the crease, that's how it's going to stay. So make sure you blend before you set. Set down here as well. This is where you want to either clean up the contour. You can bake down here, and then I like to just press it in my smile lines. Just like that. And then I'll go in with the contour powder and do that. I want to get in the crevices of my nose because the concealer or the foundation tends to just like to settle in those crevices. Now let's get a contour palette. I'm going to use this one for today. This is the Park Avenue Princess from Tarte. I absolutely love this palette because it has all these contour shades, bronzers, and then these two setting powders. Sorry. Going with this Luxie. Is this a Luxie brush? It is Luxie 512 small contouring brush. Is these two colors, Princess Cut and Angle. Dust some of that off and set the contour. And then you can grab a more smaller brush to be a little bit more precise with the nose contour. But at this point, I'm just blending whatever I had with the remainder of the powder that was on the brush. Just like that. And if you feel like you need to clean that up, grab your sponge again, grab one of these powders or both, and then just kind of cut that contour. You see that? This is a really nice powder because it's really pigmented, and you can also, you know, set the under eyes with this powder, set your whole face. And then I'm going to grab a fluffy brush. This is a Moda brush, super cute. And then I'm just going to grab some of this, both of them. I swirl the brush like that, and then I'm going to dust everything off. The base is basically done. If you want to add some highlight and blush, you can do that. So I'm gonna just grab a random blush here. I see one, a tender blush on. Yes, this is a Pharmacy blush in the color 06. It's a beautiful little subtle little bit of sheen in that. Same brush here. Just gonna put a flush of color there. And then for highlighter today, ooh, that's bright. It's so pretty though. Now again, if you want to go in with your face powder, let me make sure this is it right here. I'm just gonna go in lightly with this LA Girl Pro Face High Definition Matte Press Powder. And this is in the color, sorry, my lips are dry, Creamy Natural. And then we're just gonna dust this all over so that we can get rid of any transitions there. It could be a seamless finish, and also it gives you a little bit more coverage. So just note that when you have a very nicely prepped face, skin with skincare, you are going to, ooh, my back just cracked. You are going to have a very, very nice base for your makeup. And I'm going to set my face with this Revolution Calm Me Makeup Fixing Spray with Cannabis Sativa. I loved the bottle and that's why I got it, honestly. But I really love the scent as well. Okay, so my highlighting brushes are still a little dampened, so I'm just gonna go in with a regular blending brush here, and I'm gonna use MAC's highlighter in Beaming Blush. It's a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. And then I'm just going to grab some of that and put it on the high point of my cheekbone. I like using a small highlighting brush because I like it to be very precise. And then if I feel like I got out of line, I'll just grab my sponge and just kind of go over that a little bit. And then you can go on the tip of your nose. I do a little bit because, again, I have a very prominent nose. And very thin on the bridge of the nose here. Cupid's bow. Chin, if you will, if you want a sun-kissed glow right above the brows. And then if you feel like it's a little messy, just grab your sponge and kind of veil over it with the product that was already on there. And it'll give you a nice blend. It'll melt it into the skin there. Just like that, you have a very beautiful, flawless skin. And you can also now spray and set it again. I will be using this LA Girl Setting Spray. Fix and set makeup for extended wear. Pick this up as well at CVS. It also smells pretty good. And that is all. And fan yourself so that it can dry completely. Some setting sprays, if you don't mix it well or shake it well, it will leave like dots. I know that the All Nighter spray does that. It leaves like white dots all over, and it irks me. So when that happens, just use your sponge there so that it can absorb any excess fluids there. And so just like that, I have a very, very nice base, foundation base, powder, everything. It's not cakey. It's looking really, really nice. Let me lower this light here. That's a little too bright. It's been bright this whole time. Shaking my head, look at that. So now I am going to just put some mascara on, put probably like a nude lippy on, and then I will be right back with the final look. All right, you guys, that is it. Hold on, let me do this outro real quick. That is it for the look. Just a simple base is what I wanted to show you guys. I just did little eyebrows, some mascara, and a lip gloss and a liner. But that is all, you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm on FaceTime with my sister, so that's why you see me over here making faces and stuff. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.